We are now going to demonstrate all the functions regarding this Shallya Vista RF device, okay? It's a device that has all functions in one, which includes a vessel sealing device, a radio frequency, scalpel, a serine bipolar for urology and gynecology, and a basic electrosurgery, okay? An electrosurgical unit. So it's an advanced full range touch device, okay? So we are going to start here. This is how we start. We press the button and it gives the so-called self-test. And this self-test has these 3 beeps. So if these 3 beeps are not there, this means that there is a problem in function. But now, this is all about the device. The device includes a basic electrosurgery, which includes a normal monopolar, bipolar, and vessel sealing. So for the monopolar, bipolar, and vessel sealing, we need to attach the patient rubber repair electrode, okay? Which is that one, when we press it, the red label goes out, which means that the rubber repair now, the monopolar and the bipolar function are working normal. So we can do that by a touch, and we can adjust the monopolar cut to any type we want. We want low, pure cut, blend 2, and endo cut. Okay, and this depends on the surgeon preference. So it can go from 0, the monopolar cut, and we'll show you now how far this can go, the electrical. So the monopolar cut goes up to 300. So it's adjustable from 0 up to 300. So it covers all the surgical specialties that any surgeon might need during surgery, either in open or in lapro. So usually keep that as low as 45. So 45 can cover for both open and laparoscopy. And we go with the back button here, and we adjust for the monopolar coagulation as well. And the coagulation can go from 0 up to this range that we are just going to show now. Okay. So the monopolar coagulation goes up to 300 as well. And it has the soft, okay, the desiccate, the swift, the fulguration, and the spray. So all types of monopolar coagulations are there. So these are one of the few devices that covers all the options for coagulation: fulguration, spray, desiccate, swift, and soft. So we can adjust again, go back up to 40 or 45, and that's all what we need for our demo. Okay, we go with the back bottom, now it's adjusted. Now we come to the sealer, okay, and it goes from L1, L2, and it goes up to L5 depending on the thickness of tissues the surgeon wants. And you can have both functions of fine seal and a rapid seal. And it depends on the bleeding that you have there and how fast the surgeon wants the sealing to happen. Then you go back. So we can get this up to 2, that's more than enough. Okay, and that's the bipolar. You have macro, bicut, micro, okay, standard bipolar, and force bipolar. So we always go for the macro one, and we can get it up to 40 as well. So the beauty of this device is that it's one of the few devices where you can use 3 foot switches at the same time, okay? And this is not present in any other electrosurgical units. So you can use both function of a monopolar, a bipolar, and a vessel sealing in one option. So the surgeon can go with 3 entries in the laparoscopy for 1 sealer instrument and 1 monopolar hook and a bipolar grasper. So you can deal with any tissues you want during your laparoscopy practice. So this is not available in any other electrosurgical units from other companies. So it's one of the strongest points in this device that is in favor of buying this device, okay? Another option of this device is the radio frequency. And the radio frequency is another technology that is more similar to the harmonic of Ethicon. And it is using interrupted bipolar energy to create a least thermal effect on tissues, and it can be used in desiccation, in split of tissues without causing any lateral or major thermal spread. And it's still adjustable from 1 and goes up to 5. Okay, it can be a sharp okay, and it can be a smart cut depending on what the surgeon wants. And as well, the coagulation can go up to 5 as well, so we always keep it at 3 is more than enough. Okay, the other function of this is the saline bipolar, and the saline bipolar is a very useful electrosurgical option for urology, mainly the transurethral resection of the prostate under saline, which is more hemostatic and there is less bleeding on that, and there is fast recovery rather than using glycine or distilled water. Okay, so it's adjustable from 0 up to, we're just going to see now, so it can cover all what the surgeon wants here. So it can go up to 300 as well, but for urology you don't need more than 120 or 140. Okay, for urology, for TURP it goes between 120 and 140. We can keep it in 130. Okay, it's a saline cut 1, cut 2 and cut 3 depending on how fast and the duration of the procedure. Then we can go to the coagulation. Always we keep, goes up to 300 as well, but for TURP we are going to keep it up to 100. Between 90 to 100 coagulation is enough. Okay, so we'll keep it at 95. Okay, and we are going to start our first demonstration with the saline bipolar, and here is the saline bipolar element. It can be active element and it can be passive element according to whether it is a gynae or a urology application. Okay, so we are going to try the saline here. We brought a bottle of saline and we got some cotton tissues here inside. And we're going to try now the saline bipolar cut. So we want to demonstrate how this plasma is created inside. So now we are doing the cut, and now you can see the plasma very clear here, the cutting. So it is very efficient. So that's the saline cut. And this is the coagulation. You can hear the bubbles. Okay, so it's different from the cutting. So that's the saline bipolar function, and it has many types of leads. So this lead is called the Collins knife. Okay, this lead is called the Collins knife, and it is very useful in cutting adhesions in gynecology and urology as well. And for any septum removal, this Collins knife is very useful. The saline bipolar can be disassembled and adjusted. The loops can be adjusted here. Okay, and the connection can work both ways. So you can connect it directly on the sheath here, and you can connect it directly on the handle here. So it's according to the surgeon preference, but most surgeons, they want it all connected to this side. These are the water channels. Okay, these are the water channels for irrigation and suction. So it goes both ways, suction and irrigation with a valve. Okay, so it's a very nice and good piece, and it comes with many options. Okay, it comes with a loop and it comes with a vaporizer. This is a vaporizer, and it's a very nice tool in removal of prostate by TURP. It's called the vaporizer. Okay, and it comes with a loop here, and this loop is also useful in transcervical resection of the endometrium for gynecological use. So in cases of menorrhagia and you want to do endometrial resection, this is a very useful device loop for that. Okay, so it can all be done under saline bipolar. So that's the first function, which is the saline bipolar. It has been demonstrated. And now we will move to the radio frequency. And for the radio frequency, we have the